Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Signal. I'm Signal Warden, and today I'm doing a quick review of the horror adventure game, Lone Survivor. I've had my eye on this game for a while now. I was drawn in by the super low-res pixel graphics and the macabre and dark surreal content. At first glance, this game doesn't look like it can unnerve you, but after only a few minutes of gameplay, you'll be singing a different tune. It's gory, trippy, and damn creepy. Deep psychological storytelling and ultra-simple mechanics make this one hell of a ride. Lone Survivor is a really straightforward adventure game. The bulk of your actions will happen with the X button and the space button. Inventory is clean and easy, and there are very few how do I use this issues that come up with the different items. It's a basic side-scroller, and the only thing that feels a little tricky is the map, but that's standard when you have a side-scroller and a top-down map. In any event, it doesn't take long to adjust to. I did, however, notice that even after playing a few hours straight, my hands wanted to use the WASD keys for direction over the arrow keys. This isn't really a fault of the game so much as my hands having been trained for years by first-person games, but it's worth noting. On occasion, you'll have to navigate through your inventory as fast as possible, but even in those situations, the simple interface doesn't fail. There are definite survival elements to this game as well. Not eating really hurts you, and eating the wrong thing will severely weaken you or possibly even kill you, though dying isn't terribly severe if you save regularly. Now, as glad as I was that the game includes a really nice portal system which is made up of mirrors that port you back to your starting apartment where you can sleep, aka save, I sometimes felt like I should have a little more punishment for failing to complete an objective. This is a really minor qualm though, because there are certain parts where I failed 10 times in a row and I would have thrown my keyboard across the room if I had to start too far back. It may sound odd hearing that a pixel res game is gorgeous, but this one definitely is. The old film grain filters that pass over your screen, the claustrophobic feeling of the dark closing in on you, the distorted, bad reception visuals when your character is losing his mind, and more, all add to the feeling that this game is just as much an art piece as adventure game. The dialogue is just as weird as the visuals, and at times is presented in a slow, almost stuttered pace where you stare at two silent characters on screen for longer than you feel comfortable. This is a good thing. The map interface gains value as you play, and is easy to understand once you get the hang of orientation. The game is a gore fest as well, and you'll be dealing with creatures that appear to belong in a Game Boy port of a Tool video. Which reminds me, the ambient sounds and soundtrack are superb. The music was created by the game's creator Jasper Byrne, and can be purchased on Bandcamp. The animations are just stiff enough to remind you of old adventure games from the past, but not so stiff that you forget it's 2012. Visually, Jasper Byrne nailed the perfect balance of simplicity and delirium. This game is meant to be played over and over. There are multiple endings, all weird and very surreal, but thought-provoking at the same time. Many interactions you have throughout the game will change, some radically, and alter your understanding of the plot and challenge your assumptions about what's going on. If you play through once and walk away thinking you understand the plot, I promise you're cheating yourself. Lone Survivor is a solid, scary, and fun game. As compelling as the story could be, I did at times find myself more concerned with getting to the next step for its own sake, more than to progress the story. This made failure to do so feel kind of burdensome. Overall, the game is pretty smooth, though I did have several occasions where I'd glitch past the point where the screen should change over and wander off beyond the edge of my monitor for a while. This was easily fixed by walking back to reset the exit and barely breaks your momentum, much less the game. I had a lot of fun with this game, and easily recommend it for anyone who's ever enjoyed a survival game or a horror game. I suggest you play it with the lights off. When all said and done, I give Lone Survivor an 8.5 out of 10. That wraps up Lone Survivor. Don't forget to tell me what you thought in the comments section, and remember to subscribe to the channel to get my weekly reviews and bonus content. Like The Signal on Facebook, and follow on Twitter for updates, recommendations, and lots of contests and giveaways. Play along during scheduled events on livestream as I play games leading up to my weekly review. I'm Signal Warden. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week on The Signal.